A.M.University. I believe this will be episode 59 when it comes out. I'm not sure. But we back nonetheless. Antoine Miller, A.M.University. My next guest is Praise Asalu. He played high school basketball for me at West Tech when I was there. And now Praise is famous, if everybody didn't know. But no, all jokes aside, Praise is doing amazing things outside of basketball. And I really want to highlight this because at the young age, how old are you now?
20.
20. At 20 years old, he's just taking risk. And he's just going every other place. And it's a beautiful thing to see because it's just not enough of us doing it. It's just younger people, older people, we're just so afraid to step out of our norm. And at the time, we'll talk about it, Praise's norm was basketball, right? But he saw these different avenues that he could be really good at, with modeling and videography and vlogging. He just doing so much. So first of all, good to see you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Happy to have you on, man. It's been a while.
Long time.
Yeah.
2 years, two-ish?
I don't know. I see you every day though with things that you're doing, but we're gonna get into it. So right now, let's just start with that. Like, what is everything that you're doing right now? Because it's a laundry list of things. Wait, before we go, what's your YouTube? Because he talks about his he vlogs all the time with his daily life, which is insane at 20 years old.
King Asalu, King like King and ASALU.
Yeah. So tell everybody what you're doing right now. Then we're gonna backtrack to the West Tech days.
Right. Oh, like you want me to give like a little play-by-play of everything I did so far? Or?
Sure. Any way that you want to word it.
All right.
Actually, we can start from West Tech. Let's start from West Tech because I think this is really important. Praise was like anybody else. You had hoop dreams.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
no,
no?
I ain't gonna lie. I didn't.
No?
Everybody had hoop dreams on their like, oh, I want to make it to the league. I knew I wasn't going to the league.
Okay.
I knew I wasn't going to college for basketball.
Okay.
But it was more like basketball was when I can step out and like be in my element, just have fun and just like work hard for something,
Let me ask you this, because when did you know that? And when did you differentiate what you just said to say, this is something I like, I want to do it, I'm going to work hard at it, but I know this ain't going, because like, again, you know me, I say this all the time, like some people are living in a fantasy world.
Yes, actually. Yeah.
Like when it comes to basketball.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are living in a fantasy world. Like, the percentages, again, it's
a real minuscule.
You might have a better chance hitting the lottery. Like, it's close, So to have a wherewithal that you already had a vision for your life, or kind of had a vision for your life and knew that wasn't it. When did you know that? And when you did know it, did you start structuring your life at an early age to do something else? How did it work?
So I'd say one, like I just said, I ain't never had hoop dreams, but it started off with like my first sport. It was football. When I was younger, like pee-wee type John. I was doing that, and that's when I wanted to be an NFL football player. Everybody from kids want to do that. When off of that came into high school, I seen all my friends playing basketball, and I was like, bro, I was trash. I was trash at ball. At the same time, that automatically clicked. It was like, I don't want to be trash. Like, I'm doing this because I just want to, like you said, it was like a roadblock in front of me, and I wanted to get through it. So worked as much as possible to try to actually be good at basketball. And that wasn't to make it somewhere. It was just to say in my head, I did it. And what really hit, it was like junior yearish. Like that was the first time I got on varsity. I was still struggling when it came to me as a person, like my identity and stuff, but I was starting to understand, like, dude, there's a little bit like more than just basketball in life. Then senior year hit, that's when like life hit me. It wasn't basketball anymore. It was, where you about to go to college? How are you about to pay for college? Like, what is gonna help you in the future? And I knew it wasn't basketball because it was just like, it wasn't a pastime. It was like one of my like passions, but not to be my life. You feel me? Like, it was to okay, this makes up my time, so I'm not doing anything else dumb or just wasting time. But let me focus on what else can get me somewhere. That's when I had to kick up, especially for senior year, because I was slacking, and then I had to buckle down in schoolwork and stuff, and that's when I was like, okay, you know what you're doing now.
Let's backtrack for a split second. You chose to play basketball and get better at it because you weren't good at. You looked at it as a challenge.
Yeah, like
That's really why you did it.
In middle school, I tried to play for the basketball team. Trash, and all my homies was on the team. Anytime they would play ball, they'd be like, "I don't play with Praise because he tried." I'm like, I ain't all right. Watch, and then now they can't touch me on the court. So it's like, all right, I just got that down. I don't need to be on different levels for it. As long as I got it down, I'm good.
I just think you never told me that, and just to say on camera, he did get better. Like Praise was close to getting cut, maybe sophomore year or something like that. Like, no. And he was a starter by the senior year. So it's just like, where did that come from? Where did that, like...
I feel like it was like...
that fearlessness, because again, I want to highlight that because a lot of us just won't try to do anything that doesn't come natural and comfortable to us. Mm-hmm. Like, and you at 15, 16 years old, you wasn't a basketball player. Like, let's just be realistic, but you took it as a personal challenge. At that age, you had no fear in that. You had no like, oh man, well, what if this doesn't happen? Well, what if that doesn't happen? You had like none of that.
It's like, well, one, what my parents instilled in me as like just a child of just being the best at whatever you're doing, and also with church, like you're supposed to do everything like you're doing it for God. So whenever I got into like something new, or not even something new, whenever I was in school, got less than a B, my parents make it feel like it's the end of the world. So that automatically made school a priority. I gotta get A's all the time. I don't care about what anyone says. So that transitioned to anything else I did, whether it's sports, whether it's work, whether it's friendships, relationships, whatever. You have to be the best as you can. So when I found something that I wasn't good at, and I got made fun of it for it as well, it was like, nah, bro, you gotta be on it. It was the summer of sophomore year, after I broke my wrist. That's when, literally that summer, I was at, you know how like every like little school has their own basketball courts, 90-degree heat wave weather, doing all the drills that I see in the practice, all that, just doing that because I knew I wasn't going to go somewhere crazy, but as long as I knew I can get better physically and get to a point where I'm actually doing something on the court, I'm good. Like, you feel me? I don't got to be the best player, but as long as I can do something and play my role right, that's what it got to.
You know me, man. A self-aware basketball player, bro. Like, man, that just, and you know I love coaching you. Like that makes me feel so good inside. A person that, and it's okay. You fit a role on the team, and you maximize it. I just think that's really dope. Like that, yeah. That you just went through that with that fearlessness. So tell everybody what you're doing today. Like, what are you doing now? Because it's like it's a laundry list of things that you transition to.
Yeah. All right. Now I'm considered a model, an influencer, and a content creator. Model, obviously, I take pictures for different brands and companies. Influencer, I'm a person of influence on a social media platform or multiple, like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. And content creator, I'm good with videography and photography. I do that with brands, for my own personal stuff. And I just like being creative when it comes to like making videos. Whether it's like you said, day in the life, fashion, lifestyle, just whatever I can make a valid video out of.
How the hell did you get into all this?
Okay.
Yeah.
College. RCBC, I went there and I started playing basketball there too. Mm-hmm. This was literally off the coach wanted me to play. He knows my brother, so I'm gonna just play. Mm-hmm. Was doing that for the first few semesters. Then there was a fashion show at school. Sam told me to pop up. I did that, did the fashion show at the school, did one in Atlantic City, and that's when I was like, yo, modeling might be tough. Came back and I started getting, like, it was another thing I wanted to get good at. Came back, I started working with anybody I could, started pushing out as much content as I could. Then I started working with actual like big brands like DTLR and stuff.
Wait, hold on. When you started initially with modeling, what type of feeling did it bring you? Did it bring you like a? Because for me, and I said this when I had Coach Hurley on. I I feel like when you find that niche, like it's like a euphoric feeling that you can't really put into words
It
about how it
turned
makes you.
into like how I said,
That's how it was.
basketball, whenever I play ball, I'm in my element. Like I forget about everything else. I don't gotta worry about nothing else. I'm just playing ball. That's what modeling turned into. I step in front of a camera. It's not no fear. It's nothing. I'm just there. I can do what I gotta do and I head out with no problem. Then I can get back to my issues. Like that's how it turned into. Like I would be working for all these different people, and usually you would think you about to walk in front of like 300, 500 people. You would think you'd be on edge, but nah, you just gotta like walk. That's how I seen it. I was like, don't overcomplicate things, just do what you gotta do. And that just led on to, I did like, that year I did 5 fashion shows after the first 2. And then I worked with like countless of companies, whether they're small or big. That's when I started working with like Spencer's or Insomnia Cookies, all those companies. And that's when it led to, I changed the people I was around. Because not on some, okay, you two, you're not good enough for me anymore. On some, these people are in the field that I want to get into. I might as well change my surroundings. I did that, and that's what led me into content creation. Like one of my closest friends now, Lewis, he's a photographer. He does brand stuff for sneakers and all that. All I seen him once was like post an unboxing. Like someone made a cool unboxing. I was like, I can do that. Picked up my phone, did it, and first one wasn't good. Second one, third one, I just kept getting consistent with it, and that's when it turned into there's so much more you can do with this. Like people don't understand that there's so much you can do with your phone, but you just gotta do it. And that's when people started seeing me as, oh, Praise doing this, Praise doing that, off of just taking stuff from my phone.
Please elaborate on this part, yeah. Because are you like you said you're a content influencer. Do that mean you're giving like advice and like are you at that stage yet?
Yeah, like to the point where literally I post anything on my story, and like I say I just post like something that was on my heart or something that I feel like people should say. I mean here, I get DMs like I needed this, like you've inspired me to move some type of way. You've inspired me because of everything you're doing, not just in fashion but with lifestyle. Like, and it's wild how I'm thinking I'm just a regular person and I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do. That's all it is, and I'm just showing people now. And people have gotten to the point where they want to live the same lifestyle as me because it's working.
It's crazy, bro.
Honestly, I
hear what you just said, and I know you feel the same. Like, what? You want to live like me? I'm a regular guy.
I'm saying, like, the whole time I'm just like, bro, I'm just living at this point. Like, I just do what I gotta do. Opportunities come, I thank God every time, but I don't ever like try to let it get over my head, because that's when, you feel me, that's downfall. Like pride becomes before the fall.
For sure.
I just take it a step at a time and just make sure like to remember where I started at the same time, because I didn't know I was gonna be here last year at all. Like
position. How fast did? Oh, because you 20, bro. Like you just graduated high school a couple years ago.
I started last year, February 7th is my first show. Now it's November the next year or December the next year. It's just crazy. I keep looking back on it, and the people that I'm around now, it's like, bro, you're like you just said, you're 20. These people have been doing this, and they just started getting into stuff when they were 25, 26. I'm probably not understanding like the magnitude of it, because I feel like I'm just doing it. But there's people that have been doing this for years, trying to get to this point, and that's when it's like, there's no one else but God, because there's some things that just happen meant to be type John.
And you know what too? When you just putting your head down and working too, like people that don't know Praise, again, he alluded to it a little bit. He's the ultimate worker. You know, you ain't really got time to look up and see everybody that you influencing or whatever like that, because you're just doing the work. And I think people don't realize that. Like you'll get to a point and you'll stop and you'll like be in your glory or whatever like that, and then that's when you get sidetracked, like not understanding that we have a purpose, bro. And then the ultimate thing is to serve with whatever your gift is, not to just bask in your whatever your success or whatever like that. And what is success? Like how do you define that? It's just that, nah, man, like you still having a head on your shoulders and still, being humble, because it's just, this world just moves so fast, and it's just like, if you're not aware of who you are, and if your surroundings isn't tight, man,
That's the biggest part.
it's gonna eat you up. I was watching Home Alone last night, and I could just think about Macaulay Culkin. Like, I feel so bad for that kid.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, well, that man. Like, now, just like, and it's countless other people. Like, where was the foundation at?
Yeah, like who was the people that was around you when you was growing up? Now,
Like, y'all really here for me? Like, it's just crazy. But going back, I wanted to, like, cause you said it ain't no real recipe either, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, that's another thing I wanted to ask you with the DMs and things like that. A lot of people I know they ask you, how do I get on? What's the quickest way to?
That's why I made the YouTube videos, really, because it's not like you said, it's not no secret sauce. It's nothing that only like certain people can do. It's something that if you want to do it, you have to take that first step, and you have to continuously taking steps after that. There's no way you can stop being consistent. Like, I've realized what I've been doing since I started was literally just consistency and trying to make quality. I watch people on YouTube ever since I was a kid making videos and stuff, and it's always valid to see. But once you understand that they do this for a living, and the only reason why they got there is because they were consistent enough and they always up their quality, that's what you're supposed to mimic. People think you should always like try to copy someone, but I took that on some like, let them influence you, but you have to put you into what they're doing. Like, you can't just take someone else's stuff and do it the exact same way, because it's not gonna work for you. That's just not how life works.
Yeah.
That's when I understood. Okay, I see people throwing a shoe and changing their outfit. All right, I'm gonna try that, but I'm gonna make the shoe float, or I'm gonna change my whole fit. Like, it's little stuff like that changes the whole video around, that makes people be like, oh wow, like this dude's doing something different.
And it's so crazy. Like, anybody that know me, I'm not a technical guy at all. Like, I gotta do a whole podcast alone. Like, I had to learn how to edit and things like that. I didn't know how to do any of this, but I wanted to do this. So, and it's the same with you. It's just, nah, man, I'm just sitting here thinking about you, man. I'm just so proud of you, and not even from the standpoint of what the world sees, like, the Instagram followers and things like that. I don't care about none of that. I care that you saw something that you wanted to master, and you doing it, and you continue to do it. You continue to look for ways to get better every single day. It's just like, I can't emphasize that enough. It's just so many people in the world that's just giving up, like, on life. Like, we don't have to be, I don't know, wherever you work at or whatever you like, you don't have to be that way. And I think so I always loved being around y'all. I always loved being around kids. Like, I don't want to be around adults, because kids are still pure, and like, the problem with the world is we take that away from y'all. Slowly but surely, as you get older, we give you rules, right? We say yes and no to this, and then you like, all right, well, I guess I gotta follow these. Why am I following this? Because somebody told me my whole life this is how it had to be. So like, just the radicalness.
If I could talk on that real quick, like, that was a big one. I started out, all right, so I went into college with the computer science stuff. Like, that was my major, because growing up in an African household, it's like customary, like, you either have to be engineer, you have to be a doctor, lawyer, something of those like 6-figure range like jobs. And I started into my second year, and that's when I realized, like, bro, this is not what I want to do. And that was the hardest part. I say that's the hardest part, but like the best part of this whole journey, because I took that step. One, I had to pray about it. I had to tell my pastor. I was talking to my parents, and my parents was the hardest part to even bring that conversation to. It was like, I don't want to do this, and I know I don't want to do it. And the best part from them was them saying like, we never forced you to do any of that. But just because I thought, like, from a young age, oh, I can only do this, that's what I went with. Then I changed to communications, which is more in line with what I do with the whole social media and all that. Ever since then, it's been up. Like, And that was the biggest risk I had to take. And people don't like taking risks because everybody likes to be comfortable. That's a fact. I was real good with being comfortable. I don't like uncertainty. I like things so I can know. But once I did that, that's when my life changed for the better. And I feel like a lot of people don't really understand that part, because it's not an easy task at all. You're literally changing, especially in college. They want us to know what we want to do for the rest of our life in our first year. That's not possible. So the fact that my whole scholarship is on the line, money, change your whole major to do that, and now it's seeming to be fruitful. It's like, come on, like, that's God right there for real.
The world is a trip, bro. It's a trip. And then when you go outside the structure, everybody wanna, like, you ain't gotta say no names. How was everybody around you when you said, "Yo, I'm about to start modeling"? It was positive?
Well, that's the thing. That's the best part too. I made sure, like, my friend group, it drastically changed from beginning of high school to ending of high school, and even now. The people I had around me, it was a real tight-knit group, and they were the only ones that would support me, and that's all I needed. You know what I mean? Once I learned that you can only get your acceptance from God, and your validation is in no one else. So once I understood that, all I need is one of my mans to be like, "Yo, bro, this is valid. Bet. I don't gotta worry about it. Like, just do it." There's a bunch of the content that I put out already. Ever since I started modeling, ever since I started this content creation, I did not like. I can see all the minuscule problems, all that. But it takes that one person to help you out, be like, "Yo, bro, this is valid. What are you tripping for?" And ever since then, that's been making me money now. Like, videos will go viral, and that video I didn't even want to post. It's crazy.
Oh, man. There's people trying to go viral every day. You posted something you don't even want to do, and it goes viral.
And it's funny, I didn't understand like the whole. So I know what viral is. I know what the whole viral video is. I was in Canada August. Yeah, I was in Canada for August, and this is when I was doing TikTok. That stuff was blowing up too, and I was just posting videos. Like, you feel me? Being consistent, just posting whatever I like, any content I made. Out of nowhere, my Instagram starts blowing up. I'm like, what's going on? I'm seeing a video hit like 100K. I'm like, oh, that's tough. Having fun in Canada. By the end of Canada, I went from like 6,000 followers, came back home, I was at 15,000. And I'm looking back on it now because I don't really understand it. Bro, there was videos with 1 million plus people that seen me, and it's just inspired, so to say, like, yo, this guy keeps making outfits. Oh my gosh, this guy, he's doing this and that. And I'm just like, bro, I was just making a video. Like, I was just putting on clothes type John. And it's wild because it still don't really click. Cause it's like
it's a little creepy and scary too.
Yeah, because like, how many people, like 2 million heads is just watching one video? Like it makes you realize how many people are really in the world. That's what.
Yeah, and how it, to me, how important it is to, when you are influential, to, and now you gotta uphold that as well. You can't just get all the praise with it. Like, you gotta uphold that mantle too, and put out things that's really giving value, you know, and not just this one hit wonder again to get viral videos and all this bull crap or whatever like that.
That's the best part though, cause like I don't have to fake it. Like when one of the best compliments I got, and like people always send my DMs a compliment. I went to an event held by my guy at his store. And someone met me. He was like, "Yo, bro, the thing about you, which I really like, you don't change. Like, I seen you on Instagram. I knew you before that, but then I met you in person. You're exactly the same." And I'm thinking to myself. I said, "Thank you." I'm thinking to myself, like, "Yo, that's tough. Like, that's something that you should strive for. You shouldn't want to change just because you're on the internet." Like,
yeah. So all right, anybody wanting to get into everything that's, let's stay with the influencer part, because everybody want to
get into it.
Yeah, or have a video goes viral. It's all in the same boat. Anybody that do want to get into that, what would be your advice? I know you already alluded to it a little bit, and you probably gonna say this, but what would be your advice? Anybody trying to get on, because everybody has a podcast, everybody is trying to do something on the internet to go to the moon. Like,
well, one, you can find your niche. Is it niche? Niche?
I'll say both. I don't
Find your
know.
niche, and one, this is where you got, like you said, you got to put your head down and just do it, because there's always going to be someone doing the exact same thing as you, maybe a little like different, a tiny bit, but there's always going to be someone doing the exact same thing as you, probably even better. But if you're consistently doing it, no matter what, it's gonna like catch fire, like literally no matter what. And TikTok, they're one of the craziest algorithms because they make you want to be on the app consistently.
Let me real quick. You think them numbers right on TikTok, bro? You do?
Yeah, it's just like I said, their algorithm is like to a point where it doesn't pick or choose anything, but it's real like particular about how you can get viral in a sense and stuff. Like I've gotten to the point where I don't even care about it because they expect you to post like 6 videos a day. Some people post the same exact videos just to, one of them is gonna catch fire, which they do, which works because it's just working with the algorithm. If you make more posts, you'll get more followers and more views because they see that you're using the app. YouTube does the same thing. If you're posting consistently, they're gonna see, okay, this guy's using our app, let's make money off him. They're gonna push your stuff out. That's how all this stuff works. It's all just trying to make money on
Can you tell people what algorithm is as far as what you talk about with social networks?
Algorithms
just
is
in
like,
case they don't understand.
Algorithms is just how the network or the company or whatever, they push out certain content. So they'll push like ads or push out certain users to people, essentially, and how they do it. So let's go with Instagram. Instagram, they changed their algorithm to where they'll push out reels a lot more because they want to try to combat TikTok, but they'll also push out videos or pictures of people from 4, 3, 2 days ago, things not in chronological order because they want you to see it. They want you to see something that you haven't seen before, and they want you to interact with it. And if you don't, that's when they kick that person out your algorithm. They stop them from looking at your stuff and to get someone new. Then if they see you engage with it, bam, we're going to keep pushing this stuff in their person's face and try to keep pushing with that. It's
Don't hear this, yo.
Mind you, this is off of just experience. Like, I'm getting into it now with my degree, but I didn't have any social media looking into like that. But I really just learned it off of that.
That's a job, yo.
Yeah, which is crazy. Cause all right, by God's grace, I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to work with a company to be a social media coordinator. I don't even have my degree, but I was able to get called back for a second interview, like things that like people that have to have either a bachelor's or associates to have. And it's like,
wait, what?
Yeah, people that have
What you need a degree for?
social media coordinator, they want to see that you're in the communication arts field or you have some type of exactly. And mind you, man, all my experiences literally come from what I'm doing. So this makes you realize, like, yo, college is a scam. Unless you being like a doctor, if you being like people that you need to know like what you're doing, there's a lot of things in this world that you could just get without a degree. Like,
I'm never gonna tell someone not to go to college.
Oh, yeah,
it's not. That's not my place. But
like in this,
he nailed it. No, if you don't know what you're doing, like, don't go to college. I mean, it just don't make sense, really.
That's why I'm happy I went to RCBC. Like,
yeah,
I was so hyped. I posted
man.
Penn State. I was so hyped to go to Penn State, and then reality hit. $40K, no financial aid. Mind you, I wasn't a dumb kid. Like, you feel me? So that's when it clicked. I was like, okay, I got good grades in school to the point where my school is gonna let me go to RCBC and they'll pay for my tuition. During this time, that's when I was able to realize what I wanted to do instead of just jumping into debt and being stuck with that for the rest of my life. Now I know what I want to do. It took that 2 years to really understand.
And you can look at it that way. Like, I ain't learned nothing in college, but it kind of brought me around to coaching. I met my EOF counselor. She put me on the staff, like with Bird. Like, I met Bird now, so it kind of worked out in a weird way. Like, I guess never using my degree for anything, but it worked itself out.
The whole networking thing.
Yeah. So ain't no mistakes in life.
Facts.
Let's bring this around and close with this. So, What advice would you give an inspiring hoop star? 15 years old, 16 years old, that has hoop dreams of making it to the league. What advice would you give him or her right now in totality, in general, as far as how they should navigate this whole entire thing?
Advice, well, there's two sides of it, and I'm not going to be negative about it. I'm going to just try to be as straight up as possible. Try to, this is going to sound bad.
There's no such thing,
just try
brother.
you have to be realistic with yourself.
There's no such thing,
Like,
absolutely.
Not to downplay your dreams or anything, not saying that you can't do it, but be realistic with you as a person. Are you doing enough to where you're going to be separated from literally millions other people? Are you working hard enough? Are you doing like what you're supposed to be doing? And a lot of people think, okay, I go to practice, work hard, go home and play 2K. I'm chilling. I'm the best of my team. It don't matter. There's countless other people that are doing 10 times as much as you, and they're still not even making it. So it's really be realistic with what you're doing and how you're moving as a person now. And if that doesn't line up with how you see all these other NBA players and how they're moving, it ain't for you. Like,
go sit your ass down and find something else to do. That's what Pre's trying to say.
Yeah, but if you think you can do it, and invest in yourself. That's another big thing.
I say this. Y'all know if y'all can do it or not do it. Y'all know it. Like, don't waste your time. If you know you have a real shot, then okay, take, like he did with take A, B, C, and D. I need to apply it. But if you know, like, also do what he did. He played basketball because he liked it in high school. And I just wanted to be the best I could be, but I know there's no future in this. That's okay. It's okay. That's it. Praise trying to be politically correct. Thanks for coming on, brother.
Of course, I appreciate you.
My man. Man, listen. What you just ran down, it's no way, bro. There's no way I'm doing that. Every single